everyone. We're very excited for this year's new addition to the event, the EMC Greats of the Game. We had a great dinner yesterday evening, some particular questions that hopefully we avoid today. There's no open bars, we'll be in a good spot here, but we're very excited for these legends to join us in town here. I think for two of them, for Rondé and for Sir Nick, first time in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, so we'll welcome them with open arms. Excited for them to kick off the event today. We have Rondé and Andy versus Chris and Sir Nick in a little 9-hole scramble this afternoon off of hole 10. But with that, we'd like to just open it up for questions that anyone would have and talk through the events, anything like that. So feel free, the floor is yours.
Well, that was easy.
Obviously, back in Sioux Falls again, just be back kind of here at the International. I mean, what's it like to sort of be back in Viking Country West in a lot of ways?
Yeah, it's always nice to be here. The tri-state area is always really supportive of the Vikings. I think Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota. I've had a number of appearances here through the years. And, people, they know my story and realize my life changed when I came to this area. So I'm always trying to be supportive of other people that come into this region. This region's been very, very good to me. Allow other people, less fortunate people, organizations, groups. There's always some charity component to what we're doing. So always trying to give back, paying for what was paid to me. So love coming back here, love seeing the Purple fans. We're off to a good start, the Monday night win and everything, so a lot of good energy. Everyone's asking me about JJ. Typically that's Justin Jefferson, all that. Now it's in the quarterback, JJ McCarthy. So very, very excited. The people in this area are special people, upper Midwest. I was born and raised in Ohio, so a lot of the same traits we share with people in this region. So always, always nice to go come back, try to give back to people that have been very, very generous with their time and resources.
For Rondé and Sir Nick, first thoughts on Sioux Falls, South Dakota?
Flat. It's very beautiful. Me and my wife were talking to police guys a couple of days ago. Me and my wife put a list together of states that I haven't been to. I get to click this one off, and I'm pretty excited to be here. Obviously, I don't know much about the Midwest. I'm an East Coast boy, tried through, been for 28 years. So getting the opportunity to come out west here and see what Sanford has going on here is pretty special. I'm a golfer. I'm in the golf business. I'm in the industry, and to see how they were running this thing here is pretty awesome. So I'm glad to be part of this.
I'm even further, whatever, east and west. We're all Florida. I've never been to this town before, and so obviously I've known Andy for moons, decades, and when you come along and assist, like a fun, fun event, some fun tournament. So I'm looking forward to Chris and I just chucking these two up.
That's what he said.
We're not here for a good time. We're here to win.
He said, how can I be the guy again on this home turf? And we go there and whoop him again, a place I've never been. So glad Sir Nick joined us.
What's your guys' strategy?
Not hurt anybody or ourselves. At this point in time.
Chris and I's strategy are let the major winners do their job.
Well, I've been looking at videos of him and his legendary caddy, Frank, right?
Fanny,
Yeah. So I've been trying to stay in, I'm going to try to stay in the same position she would. A lot of times she'd have to stand to the left, Nick would be like, no, get on the right. And sometimes on the green, it's a good read by her, it's a bad read. So I'm just trying to I'm trying to mock her.
No, have you seen the video when she holds my legs when we were practicing in Jamaica?
No, haven't seen that.
Oh, well, just watch that quick and you can do that to me.
Okay, no problem. I've been known for my hands.
Delicate hands on the back of my legs.
Okay. No problem. That's the procedure toward me.
You're canceled.
Yeah.
Don't mean to interrupt, I think there are microphones behind too.
You want?
Yeah.
One of Steven's done.
Great. Okay.
Wow, they're
Awesome. The two
What
supposed
George is
pros.
starting. Let's rewrite it. No, that was recorded. Good.
Mulligan.
Mulligans.
Awesome. So obviously you guys still have plenty of fire left in you. Some of you retired or in the twilight of your careers. This is for charity. We know that, and we know that it's about the raising money. But how important is it to go out and to still win for you gentlemen? Go ahead, Chris. You can start.
Well, anytime you put together something like this, there are no losers. experiences for fans in this region. And it's appreciation for the people. People spend a lot of time working hard during the week. Now, what else can we do for them? So that's what the people who organize this tournament. It's not just about the tournament that they're going to play. It's about the charity component. It's about the experience of the people in this region as we end the summer and take advantage of this great weather. So it's beyond that. We have enough trophies. Our cement is dry, as I try to tell the kids. We can't mess up our careers. So it's really about appreciation, and I always like to do things with great people that have done great things. There's nothing worse than what we have internet, people talking about doing great things that ain't done shit. Like, I like being around people that got a story, been through some stuff, overcame some stuff, and got trophies on the wall to be able to prove it. So,
For Andy, I know you've been a part of the tournament here for so many years, but now how does this new component bring new life to the Sanford
Yeah,
event?
this is, we're trying to come up with something to add every single year. If you go back to the very beginning, hopefully we've gotten better every single tournament here. And to bring in three guys that were the top of their sports. Obviously Nick is involved in the golf end of it, but the guys that get it, that understand how important this is. We're out there to entertain people this afternoon. Whoever happens to win is awesome. We're gonna have some fun and give each other some grief and some laughs and try to have some fun. And even though as old as we get, you still like to show off in front of people. You still like to get good shots. You still like to do stuff that, brings some joy to people. So we're gonna have a great time, and hopefully we got a bunch of people out there and we're gonna really show off. So
Okay, I'm going to answer the question that Chris answered already. So I played 16 years in the NFL, went to Fox for 7 years, so I never got to play in any golf tournaments. Well, the first one I got to play in my club championship was Member in 2020, and I won. So whenever I pick up a golf with Chris, I'm not playing. I don't care what he just said, it was all great. For all the other people that want to watch it, I compete still. I can't wait to take that purple and gold emblem on his shirt.
okay. How many times did you beat the Vikings? Oh, okay. All right, once. Okay, this one. Here we go. No problem.
No, but I like competing. I think it's fun. I think the people out there today will get a sense of, we might be old and hacking around, but at some point, all's going to go.
If we were playing pickleball, it's going to go down. Like, you don't get the level of accomplishment these people have and just be able to turn the motor off. It's still in there. We just wondered, is it going to turn today?
will it work? Can the body make it work? The brain still tells you what you want to do, but the body doesn't cooperate most of the time.
Right.
Yeah, my first drive, it already went 275 with a little draw. I'm probably going to hit a 245 cut.
Then you're going to be 50 yards over the green.
Okay. Oh, you're on the par 3, number 10. Yeah, you're right.
For Ron and Nick, having not been here before, again, gotten a chance to go out on the course and just look at things and just kind of strategize ahead of time.
I haven't been out there.
That's what we're getting ready to do.
We're getting ready to go do that. It's a beautiful clubhouse, though. But we get to see 18 from where we just had breakfast. It looks gorgeous. Strategize. I don't know. Every par 4, I'm a hit driver. I don't hit anything else. And like I said, I got a 2-time U.S. Open champion as a partner. I'm going to let him do this deal. Hopefully I can contribute.
We're guaranteed to beat daily score yesterday. Yeah, no, we definitely will. I think combined, 4 of us are going to beat his score.
Pretty much so. But it really is great to get these 3 guys here in town. It's special to, this is about playing some golf and having some fun, but these are also great human beings that have done an awful lot to help communities and people who need assistance once in a while. So golf is probably the greatest sport to be able to give back in that way. It's the only sport that's really built around being a pro-ams, and a terrible player to go still out and play with a really good player and still have a good time. You can't do that playing tennis. You can't do that at some other sports. It still is, I enjoy playing with my granddaughter. And who would ever thought that you'd still have fun at 75 years old doing this? So that's the cool thing about this sport.
Chris and Rondé, are there more nerves stepping on the tee box by yourself than stepping on an NFL field with your teammates?
Well, the truth about the NFL is it's one of the true sports that could really, the day could end really bad. So there's like, probably the most coming together time is the national anthem and right before the game, because everybody wants to talk to God right then. So, I mean, you have a healthy fear of what's getting ready to transpire for the next 3 hours and 10 minutes. In golf, my only fear, man, I hope I don't hit someone on that right side. I mean, I'll move back just a little bit. So there are fears and there are worries out there, but regardless of how high we play in the game of football, the nerves that come with playing golf, we're totally unfamiliar with. And we have to have a conversation with ourselves to realize that this is not that.
I would say we became experts in what we did on the football field. Not that it was easy, but it was routine and something that we always did. There's no nerves in football. It's either go execute or somebody else is doing your job, right? So golf, you're like, how do I pull the club back? Is it my right hand? Is it my left hand? Am I turning my shoulder? All that goes through your head, on the first tee always, until you do it a bunch of times. It's just like, these guys don't think about it. They just get up and hit the swing because they've been doing it their whole life. So for Chris and I, there's always a little bit of twinge of, I don't belong here doing this sport. But I'll find that, trust me.
I think that's one of the things, Roger, that we really do love, is seeing guys being uncomfortable. Because we're uncomfortable all the time. But to see greatness really get uncomfortable doing what we love that.
Now, I think, well, it's on that same thing, I admire you guys, to step into our world, and it's different. I'm trying to think what other sports I've ever done in front. I've driven a few cars in front of racing drivers and that sort of thing, and that is petrifying. But golf is a brutal game, and that's standing looking at that thing that's how do you move? Right. How do I get him to go in the right direction? So, for them to step out, any other athlete or actor to step out of their world and come into our world, we've got great admiration for it, because it's fun when you're on your own and it doesn't matter where it goes. But when you've got a gallery, it's a different ball game.
After all you've been involved and you've won 6 majors, what's golf like it kind of giving you?
What's given me?
Yeah,
My goodness. We're all sharing stories of our lives. What you think where I came from? I was born in a council house, Wellingar City. Came up with nothing, and I'm off to meet the King next prison week. Yes, King Charles. So how about that for a?
So it will come down from this week?
All the golf.
Yeah. Well, golf has given me. Hey, it's more than a game. It's alive. Everything. Wealth, everybody, experiences, memories, everything. Stories. Never thought that for a kid when I grew up. It's just, I'm an only child and had a few mates and what have you, and then I found golf and created everything in my life. So it's been amazing. I say in jest, I chose wisely. I was looking for a game and I chose wisely. Golf just suited me perfect. I still have to. I'm mega grateful. I think once you find that word gratitude and what you've got and what you've done and all that sort of thing, you can live with it. It's because you've done a lot, seen a lot, and like all these guys said, all we're trying to do is pay forward, give more kids opportunity. My founder series is 30 years old next year, so we've got hundreds of thousands of kids who played around the world. And there's a few good stories. A young skinny kid moons ago by the name of Roy McIlroy was, gave him a few lessons along the way. Doing quite nicely now. All right. So it's when impossible dream, isn't it, when you think of where you started to what you've lived. So, and there's more, which is good news. I hope there's still a few more decades, more of cool stuff to do.
As long as we keep getting the Fort Rush commercials.
You like that?
In his robe, sitting on a bed.
So the funny thing was, see, I jumped out the helicopter first go, and the freaking camera didn't work, and nobody saw it.
What was it like with being on the mountaintop and winning those Masters and those British Opens?
What's it like?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you. Well, now you answer that. It's when I look back now, you know, I'm twice as old as when I was winning those, and I think it's funny. I look at I sat there one day, I looked at my trophy cap, and I thought, freaking hell, who was that guy? You know, and you think, and I'm sure these guys will say, you know, you get up in the morning, to think you got up in the morning with the intention of going through your routines, I mean, trying to win an Open at St Andrews or trying to, you know, ride at Augusta National, thing, you know what, I've got a chance of winning the Masters today. To think that was on your radar and that's how you were doing things, I think is absolutely amazing. Because, you know, now, I wouldn't be able to get out of the car with my clothes and drop my clothes and you know, in the car park, you're like, what the heck? But to think you got up and thought, right, and you've got your game plan and you know your practice, you know what you're doing, and you know how to do it, and you're going to get in there and golf's a brutal game. You don't know what's going to happen. Something's going to get thrown at you. Can you deal with everything? How confident are you? How much trust have you got? How will you know, where's your weakness? Or hope you don't have one. God, you put all of that together. That's what I said. You know, when I went to television, I then looked out the window and thought, bloody hell, I can do that. You know, and it's a nice feeling, you know, to look out and go, I was trying to win the tournament. Wow. And then I found, as I said, I found gratitude. I thought, you know, I'll be very grateful for you. I had, you know, a 20-year window, playing really good golf, or learning, and then a really good golf window for about 7 or 8 years. And then you realize, wow, how grateful are you that you were actually that was your mission each day, to walk out the door and try and win the tournament.
To add on to that, we were lucky enough to do a lot of TV together, and we worked with a guy named Mike Tirico that I think is the absolute best who's ever done. And Mike and I are doing the U.S. Open one year. It's getting down to the end, the last 3 or 4 holes, the crazy stuff is happening. I mean, you're nervous watching it. I turned to Mike and I said, I can't believe I did this. You know, honestly, but when you're in the process of doing it, it's not as big as we make it now. You know, it's what you do. It's your job. You go to work every day. You do your thing, and hopefully at the end of the day, it's really good. And you know, people think that you win the Super Bowl, you win the Masters, you win a U.S. Open, or whatever it might be. Think, oh my God, that must have been the greatest. And sometimes it's like relief.
Yeah.
You know, that you've worked hard, you get there, and it's like, oh my God, am I glad that's over. You know, which doesn't make any sense, but that's when you're part of it, you're in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it ends up being sometimes.
Yeah, when we're on the sideline of NFL games, we're flinching.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe, man, I did that. But forget what level you did it. I can't believe that I did that. And there's a time in our lives where we were so locked in to what the journey was that we didn't do it. We didn't see it was about another day. I call it every day going to the rock pile. And every day that rock pile has a number of rocks that got to be moved from this spot to that spot. And my day's not going to be over with until I move every one of those rocks from here to there. And that's what to me playing in the NFL was. Now, I started moving the rocks and be able to design them and to be able to have fun with it. But along the way, I had no clue of what I was doing. The Vikings sent out a tweet this week, and they sent it to me before they sent it out. And it had just my stats in the 1990s. And I had, I think, 1,030-something catches in a decade. And then it had the next 3 highest career receptions for the Vikings. I think Randy Moss had 563, Adam Thielen had like 520-something, and Justin Jefferson had like 490. And to me, to think after watching Justin Jefferson the last 5 years, and think, I still have at least twice as many, and 3 times as many touchdowns as him. That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard. It's like, how many majors does Scotty Scheffler have? Like, he's twice as good as Scotty Scheffler. No, for real. Like, this is today. You know what I'm saying? I need Scotty today. Like the summons, young Nicky.
What other comparisons can you draw between, winning a Super Bowl and winning one of these Masters and these, a Masters or one of the other major championships?
Other? You can't call you open the other.
I thought he called you a mother effer.
That other one. Versus story. But what comparison? No, I think as we describe it, it's the finish line. We all know where the finish line is. And do you know what? Have you got the skill, the nerve, the bottle, the determination to get across the desires, to get across the finish line? You know where the line is. And some guys, as I say, some guys choke on the first tee on Thursday. Guys saying you can't handle it. Can't handle it mid-season. Once they think, oh, we've got a chance to get to the Super Bowl, they can't handle it. It's to think when you come out on top that you've beaten everybody. I can promise you. You don't even, as you say, you don't think of it then, but now when you think, wow, I started that week and I beat everybody. That's pretty amazing.
Right. How many corners are in the Hall of Fame? So to think, when they were getting ready to cut you, hey man, you can't guard Chris Carter. We're going to cut you. We're going to draft all these guys. And now you're amongst the 25. It's like,
Best
how
in the
good
game.
was he? Well, he's at least the 25th. He's in a museum where they got the best. Right?
Yeah. To answer your question, the only correlation I could make, because in the moment, you're doing the job. Like, it was always just a job, right? You get paid to do it. It's entertainment, of course, but it's your job. It's what you chose to do to learn the profession. The only correlation I can make is that just like in golf, it's always going to be that one shot or that one hole. In the NFL, you're playing the Super Bowl, it's that one play. Did you make it or did you not make it?
Yeah.
Did you miss the putt or did you make the putt? And the ones that miss it don't go down in history. The ones that, steal interception, build that run at 92 yards for a touchdown, get your team to the Super Bowl, that's the play you made, right? If I had dropped that ball that day, I don't have that history. Like, if he makes a bogey instead of making 18 pars in the major, he might not have that championship. So it's about the plays you make. Yeah, and the other. It's about the plays you make, or the putts you make, or the shots that you make that define greatness. And that's
It'd be fun by hoping.
I think in our sport, we play a sport that you have to learn how to lose. I mean, you play, how many tournaments did you play? 500 or 600 or something. You win 30 or 40. You're a star. A lot of guys won 2 or 3. So you lose all the time. So how do you figure out to keep working so hard and keep grinding and doing the things you need to do to get better? Because that's the nature of our sport. Their sport, you're going to win a lot more, and and you've got guys to share it with. I think I was lucky enough to play a lot of team sports as a kid, and to be able to enjoy a win with your guys.
Yes.
There's nothing like it. When you win, you go back to the hotel and you go, I got to get up the plane tomorrow morning and go someplace and do something else.
Right.
Sometimes there isn't that joy. There's probably more 20 years later when you sit back and that was pretty cool. That could be a good year.
Yeah. Unless you're a wide receiver, because we don't really keep score again. We just keep how many catches I have, how many yards, how many touchdowns.
Who cares?
I don't care about the rest of the team. Most of them are like, just give me the ball. Yeah, just give me the ball. I don't care if you want or not. Yeah.
Chris, I want to ask you, Steve Bliss works for Sanford, he's here in Sioux Falls, and I've talked with Steve about you extensively this past season. Can you elaborate a little bit on what he's meant to your career?
Oh my gosh, this guy, these people, Steve Bliss, this guy. who works with Sanford Health and a lot of different reasons. I met him when I was 17 years old visiting Ohio State. And he is an avid weightlifter, Olympic weightlifter. And at that time, I was a basketball player. So I was used to tell Coach Bliss, I can't lift on my shoulders, it's gonna mess up my jump shot. He was like, son, you're going to the NFL. So when I originally went to Ohio State, he and some of the other coaches, they alluded to later on that they let me kind of believe that they were going to let me play two sports there when I signed up. I was going to play basketball. At that time, my brother was in the NBA, and I had, at that time, 3 other brothers playing Division I basketball. So we go through my freshman year, freshman All Big Ten, freshman All-American, and then for the first time in Rose Bowl history, I win the MVP of the Rose Bowl as on the losing team. I had 9 catches for 170-something yards, broke Don Hudson's longtime record at the Rose Bowl. After the game, me, Earl Bruce, and Coach Bliss met in the locker room. And because I was supposed to fly back the next day and join the basketball team. And they came up with this plan, and he told me in the locker room at the Rose Bowl, if you lift weights with me 2 times during winter conditioning, during the winter semester, you'll be the first All-American wide receiver in the history of Ohio State. But we need you not to play basketball. We need you to give up basketball. And at that time, you know, sitting in the locker room, I just got MVP, like, my head is spinning. And I really believed at that time I'm a better basketball player. So Coach Bliss was part of the coaching staff that really got me turned around as far as Olympic weightlifting. I mean, I immediately went from like 179 pounds to like 198 pounds. And he was one of the real people in my life, foundationally, that gave me a work ethic and let me understand about weightlifting and how it would transition into football. And he projected me in places that I couldn't see myself. So Coach Bliss is unbelievable. The people here in South Dakota, North Dakota have access to him. Like, you have one of the best in sports right here in your backyard. Utilize him, because he has stories like that. Like, yes, he affected me in a way. I wouldn't have a Hall of Fame career and ideology if I hadn't met people like Coach Bliss. So make sure you tell him, you know, respect Coach Bliss. Man, that was enough weightlifting. He'll kill you though. No, seriously. Yes. So lifting 2 times winter quarter with him at 6 a.m. appointment like that sent my career to the stratosphere. Yeah. Great question.
I've got a great question. So I'm looking at all these bruises and scars on your legs, and they can all tell us. I think I won a tournament with a paper cut on my little finger. Look at these stories. I mean, how did you get that scar and that one?
Well, it's just I played I actually have a condition, and it's the way my body layers the fat. So my profession was very hazardous to my body, so it would lump up. I had these calcium deposits on my arms and legs because once I get hit, it immediately lumps it up compared to layering it out. Yeah, so it's a condition, it's hereditary. And then I happen to live in Boca Raton, and I have a great plastic surgeon. And she's like, I can fix that. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So now I'm wearing half shirts and shorts. But no, it was part of being in the NFL.
Yeah,
but it was
that's battle. That's what you call battle scar.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes. None of these are from Run Day Barber.
No.
None from my friend. No, little guys leave little marks. You leave marks on you too.
I just push my bounds a lot.
What about the trading card?
Respect my elder.
That trading card, that was amazing.
Last night, who had that?
Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry, somebody brought a trading card that I've never seen. Me covering Chris, and I told him, I was like, I've signed a lot of
Well, for
cards.
one, because it never happened. That's the reason why.
It was an AI.
Hey, okay, they promised
I told him, I was like, I've signed a ton of cards in my life. I have never signed this card. That card that we signed last night is 1-1. I've never signed it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It was cool. It was very cool.
How much fun was it? How was winning the Super Bowl?
Oh man, it again, we were a good football team on defense. We should have went to the Super Bowl in '99. We had an expectation of being there. We were a talented team. We thought we should have won multiple Super Bowls, to be honest with you.
They were gifted that one.
Yeah.
That was the morning Richie Incognito woke up in Tijuana.
No, we beat Philly.
You want to hear a great story? Me and John Elway are doing a prep for the Super Bowl, and Chris Mortensen called me. He's like, Chris, man, Richie Incognito, they can't find him. He went AWOL on him last night. You know, he's bipolar and everything. And see, we know all this stuff about the players that the public doesn't know. But at this point, we had to let them know he's bipolar. So I'm on the radio. John Elway's in there listening, and so we had a phone. He said, Chris, what's going on? He was like, oh man, Richie Incognito, you want to Incognito? John Elway got on the phone and said, hey man, put 50,000 on. I was like, oh my goodness. TV, no, I couldn't do that. But I did have some friends I was able to call and say, hey, just touch it a little bit. Just touch it a little bit. There's centers missing.
Well, they changed the game plan. They played right into our hands, you know. They had the MVP that year, Rich Cannon.
Yes.
I think Charlie Garner was the runner-up MVP, the running back. And we...
Jerry, Tim,
Jerry Porter, who was a good young wide receiver. And they tried to drop back into the football game. And Simeon Rice and Warren Savage was 8 for lunch, man. We had 5 interceptions, 3 other touchdowns. Like, it didn't matter who we played that day. We were going to win that Super Bowl. And they made it.
I know, Andy, you're a big Wisconsin fan. Are you guys going to be, and you're obviously with the Vikings, are you guys going to be having Wisconsin, Minnesota back and forth today?
I don't think so. Depends on if we get way up or way behind or what the smack might end up being. But no, it's the thing that's so cool about sports. And I mean, I'm a big Green Bay guy, and you respect what the other guys do. I mean, I think that's the coolest thing about sports. You might dislike them, you might not like their team, but man, that dude was good today. I think those are the things that are really important. Nick's kicked my butt a million times, and you appreciate what happens. I mean, in particular in our sport, we don't get to go play defense. So if I play my best and he plays better, what the hell can you do? Right. There's absolutely nothing you can do.
That's a great point.
Where full contact golf would be really pretty good. This guy's got a 10-footer beach in his throat. But I think there's the people who play these sports, there's so much respect. There's always the talk and all the stuff that goes on, and most of it's just for fun. But you do really respect the guys that really can compete, and you play hard against. I think those sometimes are the guys you respect the most.
Yeah.
That maybe you can't beat once in a while, or you do get the best of them once in a while. But there's great competitions and a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, when you're in sports, you're going to be involved in a lot of good rivalry. But the thing that the public doesn't know is, man, there's great people in sports. Like, there's great people. There's great people that play for the Packers, and even though I played for the Vikings. Still got a lot of good friends. Leroy Butler, Sterling Sharp finally got into the Hall of Fame. Cool. Good friends that played, for the Pack. And then good friends. Troy Vincent played with Wisconsin. Good friends. Desmond Howard played for Michigan. There's just a lot of great people in our industry. We all have to go somewhere. We all have to start somewhere. We all have to play somewhere. But ultimately, I think that the understanding and the kinship that we share as professional athletes, the elite of the elite in our professions, that we respect each other so much because we understand how hard their gig is.
And the guys you respect the most are the guys you play the hardest against, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You guys ready for some golf action?
Yes, we don't have enough time for the ad ball to take fast. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for everything you do this week.